Welcome to how to allow block email to the Remedyforce email listeners. There are two ways to block email to the listeners. One is to configure the Salesforce domain to only accept email from, and the other is to configure the Remedyforce email listener settings to only accept email with certain subjects. We go into Remedyforce and the Remedyforce admin settings, configuring the Remedyforce email listener settings. Click Remedyforce administration, click configure email, incident email. There's an option to create an incident with any email subject. If that's selected, then any email that makes it to the Remedyforce email listener email address on the Salesforce email servers, it will create an incident. The other option is to specify that the subject must contain. So in this case, it's configured for open call. So if I send an email to the Remedyforce email listener email address, unless the subject has open call in it, it will not create an incident. You can also put in some exclusions. So do not create an incident when the email subject contains. So if someone is out of office or jury duty, you can configure the email listener to look for these strings of text in the email subject. When you're finished with the configuration, click Save. Next, we go into Setup and look at the Salesforce settings on the email service. To locate the email service in the quick find, type in email and then some part of the word service and then click email services. You may have more than one email service. The one that runs with the settings out of Remedyforce administration will be those that use the email listener class. So we'll just pick one. You can have more than one using the email listener class as well. So in this case, we look at the security settings. We have accept email from, and there are no email addresses specified. You can put in an individual email address, or you can put in a domain. Example would be bob at bob.com, and put a comma, or gmail.com. If I put these settings in, the email service will only accept and process email from bob at bob.com and gmail.com. Depending on what email address users are sending it to, you'll also need to configure the accept email from the email address. And click View, and then the process is the same. Click Edit, and then click accept email from, and then enter the email address if it's bob at bob.com or Gmail or whatever. And when you're finished, click Save. Now, if I were to send an email to this address, unless it came from bob at bob.com or an account with the Gmail domain, it wouldn't process. So if you're trying to exclude email, make sure that you have both places configured correctly, both the Salesforce domain and the Remedyforce email listener settings. This concludes how to allow or block emails to the Remedyforce email listeners.